Okay, good morning. What's up? Hope you're having a good day so far. Today in our workout, we're going to be bringing it a little bit more low key. It's going to give us a chance to not really stress about keeping up with the speed of movements. Today is, if you're on social media and you've noticed it, it's Blackout Tuesday. There's a lot going on in North America right now, particularly in the States. And it's highlighting issues that have been going on for such a long time, both in the States and here in Canada, with not just black members of our society, but members of all colors who have been marginalized and who have not been treated with the same dignity and respect as others. And so why am I saying that? One, because it matters that we recognize that this is the issue that's going on today. But secondly, because we're going to be going through more of a mobility flow, a chance, like I said, where we're not going to be moving at a quick speed. We're not going to do anything too complicated, but through our movement, we're going to get a chance as we slow down the pace to just reflect and think. And that is a good thing to do, and that is the beauty of movement, the beauty of getting our bodies to do things that are good for it, because in that time, in that space that we create, we can also take the time to take care of our minds and to think about who we are as individuals and to think about who we want to be and how we want to be present in this world. Not just thinking about ourselves, but thinking about others. Getting a little bit deep here as we're getting into today's workout, into today's movement. But it's important for us to just take that into consideration. So we're actually going to start today with a seated position. We're just going to chill. We're going to breathe a little bit, and then we're going to get into our movement. So I want you to just get into the center of your mat. Cross legs if that works for you to cross your legs. If crossing legs doesn't feel good, you could have bent knees, interlock your fingers to pull your chest nice and proud and sit tall. And we're just going to focus on our breathing. So from here, all I want you to do is take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Fill your belly. Pause. Exhale through your nose or through pursed lips. And pause. And repeat that. In. Pause. Out. Pause. And I want you to repeat that process. We're going to do it for a few more breaths. I want you to think of that as you breathe. I want you to inhale a nice long breath all the way down to fill your belly. Maybe that takes about 4 seconds, and then pause it. If you can pause for 4 seconds, do that. And then exhale slowly through your nose or pursed lips for 4 seconds again. Pause it and repeat. This is called box breathing. We're helping to slow things down. We're helping to, as we slow things down by slowing our heart rate down a little bit, we're engaging our sympathetic our parasympathetic nervous system and bringing that heart rate down, able to relax our muscles. So I want you to take 3 more slow, deep breaths. And just settle into a calm here. Awesome. All right. From here, we're going to bring ourselves around, settle ourselves onto our backs, feet flat on the ground. We're going to just wake things up a little bit in here. Okay? What I want you to do is press your heels into the ground, Bring your hips up. Squeeze your glutes. We're going to pause in this position. We're going to wake up these glutes, these big muscles that help us accomplish a lot of things. And then I want you to lower them and relax. Good. We're going to do that one more time. Dig our heels into the ground. Squeeze our glutes. Hold it. And then relax. Good. We're going to bring our feet together. Let our knees drop at our sides. Do that same thing. Push our feet into the ground. Squeeze our glutes. Relax. One more time. Drive into the ground. Squeeze our glutes. Make sure we're not arching our back. Just squeezing those glutes. You can stay tight in that midsection and come down. Awesome. From here, we're going to extend the one leg out. Our right leg, bring our left knee in. Squeeze it in nice and close. Good. Put that foot down. Extend it out. Bring your right foot in. Knee in close. Squeeze. Awesome. From here, keep this leg up. I want you to bring your left foot in. Bring your right ankle onto that left thigh. So you're in this figure four position. For some of you, you might just push on the inside of the knee and feel a stretch. For others, I want you to take your right hand and reach inside that hole. Left hand, reach outside the leg. Pull it in close, and now we're going to get a stretch through that hip. Our hips get pretty tight from all the sitting that we do. From sometimes the lack of movement is what's making them tight. I want you to deep breathe as you're in this position. And although you're technically not doing this, I want you to just imagine, visualize this like you're breathing into that tight hip. Breathe in, exhale, and think about that hip relaxing more and more. Good. Last one. Good. Let go of that leg, put it down. Put that right foot down. Take your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Reach through that center of the four. On the outside, pull that leg in. For some of you, you might just be here pushing the knee out. Try to make sure that your ankle is on the thigh, not just your heel, so that you're not straining your heel by bending it really hard. So get your ankle above your knee on that thigh and pulling that right leg in. It's getting some rotation in that left hip, which is stretching it. So get that deep breathing now. Breathe into that hip. Let's get one last slow deep breath. Awesome. Foot down, foot down. Excellent. Okay, from here, we're going to move into a little bit of work in our core. We're going to engage that core just to help us. It helps wake everything up in the sense that we're intentionally giving attention to our core, which helps us with our coordination, which helps us stay solid through the movements that we're going to do. So I want you to take your feet off the ground, bring those legs together. You can squeeze those thighs together. Now what I want you to do is take your arms out to your side, keep looking up at the ceiling, but get nice and tight in that midsection like you're pulling your ribs to your hips, and just get your shoulders off of the ground. Not your whole back off the ground, just your shoulder blades. We're going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoulders down, good. Feet down. Awesome. We're going to do this a couple times. When we do it, I want you to make sure to keep your low back pressed into the floor. Thinking about pulling our ribs down towards our hips is going to help with that. Feet off of the ground. Squeeze those thighs together. Arms out and shoulders just off the ground. Pressing that low back into the floor. We're just off the ground. Our shoulders are almost like gently kissing the ground as we're in this position. Good. Awesome. One more time, we're going to get into this. This time I'm going to add a challenge for those who are able to handle it. We're going to get our feet off of the ground, shoulders off of the ground. And now, if you can handle the challenge, you can extend one of those legs. Bring it in on the inhale. Extend the other leg. Still keeping that low back glued to the floor. So maybe you can't extend the leg as far out. Maybe it's just this far. Bring it in this far. Something that's going to challenge it. Last time each side. Feet down, shoulders down. Fantastic. Okay, from here, I'm going to get you to roll over slowly. Bring yourself to the ground. When we tense and challenge our abdominals like that, it's nice for us to give them a little stretch. So flatten our feet. We're going to press our hands under our shoulders into the ground. Get into a little cobra. Keep your hips down on the ground. Just breathe nice and deep. Shoulders down. Good. Down. I want you to curl your toes under. Push your hips back. Hips up into downward dog. Or pike position. From here, I want you to try to bring your chest towards the floor. Now you're going to feel a stretch in those hamstrings and maybe a lot in those calves. So just alternate raising and dropping your heels to get a little stretch in those calves. Good. Let's go to push-up hold. We're going to take a step forward with our left foot. With our right foot, I want you to hang here. Hang. And slowly, starting from your low back, working up your spine, mid-back, upper back, finishing with your neck. Standing up tall. Good. Give a little shake here. We kind of reversed our sun salutation. So we're going to go through a couple sun salutations. It starts with us standing here. We're going to take a deep breath as we raise our arms up. We're going to exhale. Bend forward. Reaching towards the ground. It's okay if you're not touching the ground. Let your head hang. We're going to want to touch the ground now, so we'll bend our knees if we need to. We're going to step back with our right leg into runner's lunge. Step back with our left leg into this push-up hold. From here, we're going to drop our knees, dive into the mat, chin, chest. Flatten our feet, into cobra. Squeezing those glutes, get those hips to the floor. Curl your toes under. Hips go back. Up to the ceiling. Into downward dog. Take a couple breaths here. Back to push-up hold. Take a step forward with your left foot between your feet. Runner's lunge, you might have to be up on your fingertips. Right foot, keep yourself folded over. Slowly unfurling yourself, starting from your low back, working up your back by your shoulders and your head. There you go. Take a moment up top. Let's take a breath in again and reach up with a little back bend now. Exhale. Swan dive towards the mat. Bending forward. Bend your knees if you need to touch down. This time stepping back with your left foot. Step back. Step back with the other foot. Push up, hold. Drop your knees. Dive, chin, chest into the mat. Flatten your feet. Cobra. Curl your toes under, hips back, up into downward dog. You want to get a bit deeper into it, bend your knees, settle your hips back and up. Getting that nice stretch on the back of your legs, through your shoulders. Back to push up, hold. Step forward with your right foot. Runner's lunge, left foot, and slowly bringing yourselves up. Working up your spine. Let's take a couple breaths here. You can move around a little bit. Maybe you feel already a little looser than you did before. We're going to transition just into some balance poses. This is going to get us a little bit more in tune to our bodies, into what's happening. And we're going to help that, and we're going to start that by working on rooting ourselves into the ground. So what I want you to do is this. Take your right foot, spread your toes, get a nice base, feel sturdy from your heel to your big toe to your pinky toe. And I want you to just put most of your weight into that foot to start. Your left foot is just gently touching the ground. And just when you're ready, take that left foot off of the ground, just slightly, and focus in on balancing on that right foot. This might mean that you need to look at a spot ahead of you, something that's not moving, to help you focus in on your balance. Feel the contact your foot has with the ground. Now take that stability that you're getting through your foot, through your ankle, up to your knee, into your hip, and stand taller. Awesome. Let's slowly put the foot down. Now we're going to spread the toes out on our left foot. Put the majority of our weight into that left foot. We're feeling contact from our heel to our big toe to our pinky toe. Start to lose contact with that right foot. Just focus on how rooted you're becoming into the ground. Find that place where you're not getting that wobble through your ankle as much. If there's a lot of wobble, just touch that other big toe to the ground. It'll already make a difference. It doesn't have to be the whole foot. Or take it off if you're good to go. Solid through your ankle. Stable through that knee, through that hip. Get a little bit taller. Awesome. Just be really aware of your body, of yourself in the space. Nice. Put that foot down. Shake it out a little bit. Okay? We're going to focus back on this right foot, so spread those toes. We're going to go into tree pose. So the way we do this, if you found that balancing like that was really tough, you're going to take your left foot and it's going to stay in contact with the ground. We're going to turn that hip open. All right? If you're able to handle having the foot off the ground, maybe you'll just have it above the ankle. Maybe at the knee, or maybe nice up high. Okay? So find the right place for you where you can be sturdy. Then we're going to choose where our hands are. We're going to have low hanging branches, hands at heart center, or high reaching branches. And we're just going to hold this for a handful of breaths, focusing in, being aware, not losing touch with what our foot is doing, our leg is doing, our whole body is doing to stay sturdy. Solid oak tree. It's in these times of stillness that we can take a moment to reflect on things. Think about things that may have been nagging us in the week and address them. We lose balance when we don't address things that are going on in our lives. Hands down, legs slowly down, transition to the other side. Get rooted with those feet spread wide, foot on the ground, above, maybe at knee, maybe up high. This could be limited a bit to flexibility, hands low, heart center or reaching. And on this day, a lot of people are reflecting on their place in their community, on the privilege they get to experience or do not get to experience, on what challenge looks like in their life and what challenge might look like in other people's lives. We sometimes need to recognize these things or be reminded of these things so that we can make sure that we are really a part of a community. And being a part of a community means recognizing and respecting the others in that community. Helping to walk through that in our minds, create some balance in our own lives as we decide who we are, what we are in this place, and what other people are in this space to us. Let's bring ourselves down. And when we find that balance in ourselves, we can start help bringing and restoring balance in our community, in the space that we're in. Get a nice little shake out. We're going to move ourselves to the front of the mat. Feet together, mountain pose, standing tall. We're going to go through our sun salutation 2 times before we move on to the next portion. So let's take a deep breath as we reach up and get a slight back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Let that head hang. Relax through that low back. Bend your knees if you need to touch down onto the mat. Step back with your right leg. Step back with your left leg. Drop knees, chin, chest. As you dive into the mat and get into cobra pose, feet flat. Curl those toes under, hips back, and up into down dog. Relax into it, breathe into it. Push up, hold. Step forward, left foot. Right foot, let that head hang. Slowly. Straighten out, stand up, tall. Let's get our last one. Breathe in. Back bend. Exhale. Settle to the mat with your hands. Bend your knees if you need. Take a step back with that left foot. To that runner's lunge. Step back right foot. Push up, hold. Drop, knees, chin, chest. Curl your toes under. Hips back and up. Push up, hold. Step forward, right foot. Step forward, left foot. Slowly bringing ourselves up. Excellent. Get that little shake out here. Let's keep ourselves at the front end of the mat. We're going to transition into warrior pose. We're going to step back with our left foot. Our right foot is going to stay pointed forward. Left foot is going to be perpendicular to our front foot. So toes pointing out the side of the mat. We're going to settle down low into warrior two. A very familiar pose to many. We're going to stay solid here. We're not just settled down. We're engaging the muscles in our legs to get long and to stay solid in this position. Reaching our fingertips in opposite directions, getting long from fingertip to fingertip. We're going to go into reclining. Our left hand is going to slide down the leg, right arm coming up. Hands windmill. Straighten the front leg into triangle. Hand can go below your knee, at your ankle, or into a fist, or palming the ground. You just want to keep that front leg straight as can be, opening up your chest. Bend that front knee, returning to warrior two. Solid, strong. Proud chest as you reach those fingertips in opposite directions. I want you to straighten that leg. Hands on your hips. You can turn that right foot, toes pointing forward. From here, our hands can walk down our legs, get into a stretch, hang over. Take 3 breaths here. Make our way back up. We're going to turn our left foot so it is pointing straight forward to the end of the mat. Our right foot is staying in that position, toes pointing out the side, settling into warrior two again. This challenges both our strength and our flexibility in being able to settle down into this pose and then hold it and control it. Not all of us are going to be as low. That's okay. That is absolutely fine. But I want you to get to a place where you can challenge yourself. I have to remind myself, okay, settle a little bit more. Yeah, I can settle a little bit more. And then solidify. So I settle and solidify. Reclining, slide that arm down the leg, reaching up. It shifts the weight from being mostly on that front leg to being on the back leg in a locked position, which is a lot more manageable. But at the same time, it gives a nice stretch along the side of the body
as we go into this position. We're going to windmill our arms, straighten that front leg, get into that triangle pose, find the right place. Straightening that front leg, keeping it straight. Getting a nice hamstring stretch along there. Opening up our chest. Bend the front knee into that warrior two. Settle and solidify. Slow the breathing. Straighten out that leg, hands on your hips. Turn that foot, slide the hands down. Get a little forward bend. 3 breaths. Slowly bring yourself up. Turn, hands down to the ground in runner's lunge. And then pop that bag leg up. And slowly bring yourself up. We're going to wrap up with 2 sun salutations and then take a moment to breathe, to wrap up this flow. Told you, I promised you, nothing too strenuous, just to take a moment in our day to slow things down, maybe to be in a space where we can reflect a little bit more, be good to ourselves here, mind and body. Let's take a deep breath in, back bend, exhale, swan dive. Bend the knees if you need to, step back, runner's lunge. Step back, push up, hold. Drop knees, chin, chest. Flatten those feet to get into cobra. Pulling those shoulders back and down. Curl your toes under, hips back, and up, downward dog. Back to push up, hold. Step forward, left foot, right foot. Slowly coming up. Last time through here. Let's breathe in. Exhale. Bend your knees if you need to, stepping back with that left foot this time. Right foot. Knees, chin, chest. Curl the toes under, hips back and up. Push up, hold. Step forward, right, left. Slowly, 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 slowly. Bring ourselves up. Awesome. Okay, shake it out. Let's bring ourselves down to the floor. You could lie down on your back, or you could sit nice and tall, cross-legged, or knees bent, interlock fingers to help have that proud chest to sit tall. Wherever you're at, I want you to just sit nice and tall, close your eyes, relax those hands on your knees. Let's do some deep breaths in through our nose. Fill our belly, pause. Exhale through pursed lips. Pause and repeat. Slowly open your eyes. Awesome job. So I hope that this helped you kind of chill, relax, bring things down. If you're watching this later in the day, maybe you had a lot of stuff going on and this was a good way to kind of decompress, to finally get out, maybe a little bit shake off some of that anxious feeling from things that happened in the day, or tension or frustration. Get it out so you can enjoy the rest of your day, or you can relax into your evening or your sleep. Come back to this one maybe. If it felt good, come back to it on another day. And again, when we slow things down, sometimes it creates space not just for us to benefit our body, but benefit our mind. And we're in times that are challenging for a lot of different reasons. So this can be a time that through movement, maybe you turn me on mute on the video and you just follow me visually and you just hear your own voice and you think through some of those things that are challenging you right now. That are maybe physically challenging you, maybe they're intellectually, mentally, emotionally challenging you, or you're being challenged to think about things differently or take a different perspective on things. This can be a space that we create through movement. So our key word of the day for those of you who are doing this for their Zed course is reflect. All right? So have a great rest of your day, or whatever you've got left of your day. And as I say, whenever I finish a flow, great flow. Take care. Peace.